Ass to Grass has become one of the most famous gym lines, and here is why. In the bodybuilding world, we always advocate for the bigger the range, the better the muscle activation is. So in a squat scenario, if you're gonna squat only to 90 degrees, you gotta understand that your main focus is gonna be the quads. And that's great if your main focus is only to activate your quadriceps. But if you want to get more out of this movement, you gotta break the 90 degrees. So you gotta go low enough for you to activate your hamstring and your glutes, which is gonna give you a lot bigger output out of the same move. So basically, ass to grass is a term that allows you or pushes you to go lower for you to get more out of your squat. But a too low of a squat is not always good news, and let me explain why. If you go 90, you're activating quads. If you go below 90, you're activating hammies, glutes, and quads. If you go too low, you're gonna get your back into what we call a butt wing, and that's a bad news. That's not good form, because what happens is your pelvis is tilting inwards, so your back now is in that weird flexion position called winking, and that's not great form. From an injury point of view, this is dangerous, because usually when you're squatting low, or kind of say normal to moderately low, the load goes straight in the spine and a very straight compression. And this is proven by a lot of studies to be very safe and kind of injury free. But when you go into a butt winking position, the anterior tilt of the pelvis is gonna let the pelvis tilt inward, so the load is coming inwards toward the spine, which could be causing a risk of a disc bulge and therefore many more injuries. So here is my take on this. I know you want to get the most out of your squats, but be wise in what you're doing. If you're trying to engage more hamstrings, go low enough to break the 90 degrees, focus on the tempo and on the muscle-mind connection, but be mindful of your form. So you're not going too low for you to get the butt wing, and you're not going too shallow for you not to engage your muscles. Break the 90, not necessarily into a 180, probably a 120 degrees that engage the muscles you want without jeopardizing the form. And that way you can make sure you have a great squat and still get the best out of your training.